Hello.
We're back again, John.
We are.
This is our
third time lucky.
Third time lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hope so. We're going to talk about a few things today, one of which is AI. But firstly, I think you're going to ask me about how the event went last week.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, the Norfolk County Council presentation. How was that for Norfolk Constructing Excellence?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, we had it was a good turnout, and obviously we had Norfolk County there, and we had the guy Ben from Greyfriars Bikes, and we also had one of the doctors from the UEA. Really interesting and thought-provoking conversation. And amazing actually how that sustainable transport system in the city is working. And
yeah, barrel bikes, that's been really, really successful, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think, those electric scooters and things have really sort of caught hold of people's interest, and anything that tempts people out of the car and, for more sustainable methods of moving around the city has got to be a good thing, really.
Yeah.
And I think the stuff around monitoring and evaluation and how that then feeds into future funding and proving that these skills actually work and sort of demystifying that whole, you build cycle infrastructure and nobody uses it kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it was good to put that to bed as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I think if I've taken anything away from it is, and I confess I haven't yet used one of those scooters, is I talked to Ben about whether I could do some training on it, but it's getting the hang and actually going out and using one. So yeah.
We've seen you around pouring them, haven't we?
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good though.
Yeah.
And just generally, I think the NCEC this year has been great. I mean, that was the last sort of formal event of the year. Obviously, we've got the drinks coming up on the 16th of July. But
there have been some great events this year. I know with the development consent order stuff I've been doing, I've not been able to be there for a few of them. But that Moana one, about sort of passive house and sort of looking at all that sustainable development. It's such a good event and stuff, and really got a lot out of that. Good series this year. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, good.
So just on to the summer drinks now then.
Yeah. So we're up at Balborough.
Balborough Golf Club.
Yeah, Balborough Golf Club. Some drinks, put some music. So
It's a jazz band. Is it
I
jazz
don't
band?
think it is jazz. No, I think it's the Dixie Mix or something. So yeah.
I just assumed.
Yeah, they might play jazz.
Yeah, Dixie Jazz.
Dixie Jazz. Yeah.
It's up with the skiffle world, isn't it?
Something like that. Yeah.
Fine. Yeah. So this podcast is about AI then, in general, and I think that's something more that you've been in tune with, given that what you're saying, cost management side of stuff and analysis.
Yeah.
So less from my side, more from yours, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I over the last few months I've been looking into it, and I have to say my mind has been blown a bit with what it's capable of, but also the pace at which it's changing. I asked AI how construction might change, and because it tells you. And I think it's some pretty obvious things, but obviously there's a lot of automation will come in actually physical construction, as well as in sort of the professional consultancy side. And I think there will be an element of design that's definitely done through AI. It can already do some design work, basic design work, and the same certainly with quantity survey. What we're doing is just sort of live data in terms of costs of materials. It hasn't quite got it now, but it will be able to measure, quantify, pull together estimates, that sort of thing. So it is going to change things dramatically, I think, for what we do. And I think coordination of designs, where at the moment we're sort of using the 3D modelling and Revit models and things to find clash detection. I think it will do those sorts of things much quicker. But I think one of the key things that I took away from reading up about it is that it's not here to replace jobs. It's not here to replace consultants. It's actually here to take away some of the, some of the heavy work in terms of measurement or quantifying things and getting rates and that sort of thing to make us more efficient.
Do the heavy lifting.
Do the heavy lifting. That's a better word. Yeah, so I think that's where I think it will make what we do more efficient. But I think it's still going to need that human factor to sign things off, ratify things, and how what is AI is generated can actually be delivered in in real terms, because construction will always be to some extent a little random in terms of site conditions, weather conditions.
So many variables, isn't there, to
Yeah.
kind of consider, and it's not. How do you feel? A lot of what we do in the PM world is about forecasting, isn't it? It's kind of understanding the project, knowing what could go wrong, what the environment is, what that landscape, whether it's political or sort of in the industry or what maybe, and how that will affect the project. So I suppose that's that. You've got the heavy lifting of the AI, and then that's the experience and the professionalism that gets layered over the top to make sure that's a robust response or
absolutely. It's putting that exactly as you say, putting that actual knowledge of what actually happens on site into reviewing those things. But yeah, I think it's exciting. I think certainly it's not something that I think trying to avoid it is impossible. I think embracing it is the way forward, because it's coming whether we like it or not. I listened to a podcast the other day with Stephen Bartlett. And they're saying within 24 months it's it will be in every part of our life to some extent. But in 24 months we'll all be living with it far more than we are now, and it's sort of helping with healthcare and all sorts of things like that. So for what I've taken away is to keep tracking it and just to grow with it, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose there's still that consideration is there around about information security.
Absolutely.
And whether that's sort of publicly sourced and that kind of stuff. I mean, Greyfriars, from a project management point of view, we've been using it on and off over the last year for various different things. And in that year, we've seen, we were asking it to do a task a year ago, and comparing the output from there to what we're outputting now is a very different thing. And we use it at home for planning holidays and trips and things like that. It's I want to go on a holiday to here and see these things. What's the most efficient, best way of doing it by this method of transport? And it just takes so much hard work out of the research.
Exactly, and I think in terms of what we're doing and day to day and in life, and actually it does remind me actually that in our last podcast we talked about that sort of one ticket travel. And actually they were talking about AI. When you go to leave the house in the morning, you can check with an app what's the best way of getting to work, and it will tell you today you're best getting a barrel bike to the station than getting a bus. But if there's a traffic issue, it may be that you're better taking a train, or and it's sort of real time advice on travel. And already when you get in the car now, you use Google Maps. There's AI involved with that, monitoring traffic, the best route to take. And we all use that without thinking about it. I mean, you get in the car and it knows you're going home. It'll tell you the quickest way home.
It does,
I think it's and I think there will be an element of it, in terms of physical construction, in terms of whether it be fixing the leaky tap under your sink. It's probably a little way off, but I think certainly in terms of some sort of development of construction, whether it's bricklaying, putting together concrete frames, steel frames, you can almost see how that can start to become more automated. Really interesting.
I think it's one of those things that you've got to embrace it. You've got to embrace that technology and be at the forefront of shaping that for your need. And like I said, I know it's just an anecdotal thing, but the holiday thing is it makes things so much easier. So why wouldn't you do that? There is some checking to do that along the way, but even if it's from an inspirational point of view of something that you could do in the business, then definitely embrace that. Excellent. Well, that's good. And I think what we're looking for as well is from the viewers and things is how they feel AI is going to have you embraced AI in your day-to-day job or in your life or in your business, and how has that worked out, and what's your experience of it, and trying to start that conversation really.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying necessarily I'm a Luddite, but I'm at the very sort of periphery of that world, as I think quite a lot of people are.
I think most people are.
And I think the presentations that we've had are generally by those people in design, architecture, and actually hearing from those and from people in the wider industry, contractors and quantity surveying would be good to hear from. And start that conversation.
You got some views, either comment in LinkedIn or comment on the YouTube video.
Yeah.
So onto a less work-related subject. Are you? And again, the question I've been dying to ask you these last few months.
Is it? Yeah.
Not really. But I'm a big fan of sort of your Netflix box sets and that sort of thing. Are you? Is there anything you're watching at the moment that's keeping you interested, keeping you hooked?
As you know, we don't have a TV really that much. But one of the things that we have started to watch again is have you heard of You? It's a series on Netflix. About some sort of psychopath really. Really, really edgy stuff and very, very good. How about you?
I'm getting towards the end of Yellowstone, which is sort of a Midwest style modern take on the cowboy ranching.
Looks really good.
It is good actually. Yeah, I mean it's pretty brutal in parts as well, but so we're sort of slowly getting away through that.
I'm dying to watch that Mobland.
Yeah.
That's next on my list.
Yeah, I've heard that's good.
Yeah, very good. Good question. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, excellent.
So that's probably all you've got for this one.
So the next one we'll be thinking about the Royal Norfolk Show would have happened. So hopefully we'll have a bit of live update from that. A bit about the Norfolk Business Board. And what's happening there. We might have a bit of a clip from the NCE summer drinks as well, which will be good too. So a number of some events, I think.
There is a lot coming up.
Golf days and race days. And
it is busy at the moment, isn't it?
Excellent.
Well, thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, thanks very much.